Welcome to the figureFIT Lifestyle Coaching Podcast. I'm your host, Liz Nierzwicki, international best-selling author of the book Happy, Healthy, Fit, founder and owner of Solace Yoga Studio, Solace Yoga School, and figureFIT, the worldwide online personal training program. I'm a single mom, Paleo Fit Score female champion for 2014. I am a self and soul love expert, an entrepreneur at heart, a visionary and a futurist. I'm also a mentor. I am so grateful that you are here. Each week, I'll bring you a special guest or an inspirational tip that will help you break old patterns, find that inner motivation that will help you take action towards creating the life of your dreams. You didn't come here to play small and watch others live amazing lives. No, you are divine, my godly friend. The universe wants to shower you with an amazing life filled with happiness and soulful connections. Are you ready? Let's go.
Welcome to the figureFIT podcast, where we discuss fitness, paleo nutrition, yoga, meditation, spirituality, and other ways to have a happy, peaceful, and abundant life. And here's your host, Liz Nierzwicki.
Hey, welcome back to the show. All right, you guys. So another episode of Inspiration Monday. So I want to share with you something that happened to me last week. I was actually in this space where I wasn't really mentally feeling very good. I wasn't happy with things happening in my life, and I was getting a little bit down, and not a little bit, but I was getting really down, and I was, I guess, a bit depressed just because I was focusing on things that were going wrong instead of other things that I want to be focusing on, which are all of the things that I'm grateful for. So I was really stuck in this mental headspace of it wasn't good. It just wasn't a good space. And it was on a Monday morning, and I said something to my son that after I said it, it just didn't feel good to me, that I felt like I attacked him. It was like a parental, do this kind of a thing, but it wasn't said in a way that was nice. And it wasn't said in a way that made, I'm sure, him feel good at all. And it was said and spoken out of my mouth in a way that I didn't like it. And then he left the room to go get ready for school. And I sat there, and then I internally started to criticize myself. Why would you talk to him like that? Why? You're so, what did I even say? I don't even remember, but what did I say? Like, are you ever going to stop doing that? And just then it was like, I was shocked, almost into like just shocked to stand there. And my mind said, stop criticizing yourself. This is not self-love. You went on a journey of self-love 2 years ago to learn what self-love is. And right now, you're not doing it. Criticizing and attacking yourself is not loving yourself. And when you do not love yourself, you attack others. And I just sat there and I was like, whoa, that is so true. And our spirit is so loud sometimes, and it is so right on. And, I went in and I talked to my son about that, exactly what had just happened to me, what I just heard from my spirit. And he was like, that makes so much sense, Mom. And thank you for sharing that with me. And so on the way to school, we sat in the car and we talked about it. And my download or upload, whatever you want to call it, from my meditation a few weeks before, and maybe some of you have seen my quote tile, and it says, no negative thought is loving me. No negative thought is loving me. And one day when I was in a meditation, that hit me like a ton of bricks. It just came to me, and it was just spoken into my soul as pure light and pure grace that no negative thought is loving me. And if it's negative towards myself, clearly it's not loving me. If it's negative towards another, then it's not loving them or me. And here's why it's not loving me, because I'm the one thinking it. So if I'm at all thinking anything negative, then I am the one being affected. And the book, The Course in Miracles, says that no thoughts are idle. It also says that all of our minds are joined. And for about a year, the very first year that I studied The Course in Miracles, all these things hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, whoa, really? Our minds are joined? And it kind of felt like I've had experiences in my life that really proved that to be true. And over, the course of 2014, I really meditated on these ideas from the Course in Miracles, that there are no idle thoughts and that our minds are always joined, and that we also have a mind that is housed in the mind of God, and that no negative thought is worthy of you. And all of these things have been resonating in my heart over the last couple of years. It's been happening for me for growth. And these ideas have brought experiences to me to allow me to test them out, to show up bigger, to see and be tested by reactions and thoughts. And after that day, when it was a Monday, when that happened, when I was criticizing myself and then, first my son and then myself, I vowed to switch. And I actually wrote on some index cards in black permanent marker a bunch of positive thoughts that I wanted to start thinking, because I realized that I got into a habit of thinking darkness, of thinking negative thoughts about myself. I just wasn't loving myself very much. I was loving myself in terms of doing the tools, the workouts, and taking care of myself and working. But if you're not loving yourself with the way that you think about yourself, you are completely limiting yourself and blocking yourself. And I want to talk to you about that specifically, because the amount that you allow to yourself is the amount that you will begin to receive. Now, obviously that makes sense, but here's the thing. Let's say that you have an inability for some weird reason, maybe you don't know why, but you just can't accept love, or you just can't accept support from other people, or you keep yourself at a distance, or you are not experiencing wealth in your life and your bank account is small. That right there is a huge indicator for the amount of allowing that you let happen for you. Because if you have blocks, that means you have blocks towards receiving great blessings for yourself. And it all starts with self-love. So I invite you today to get some index cards, get a Sharpie, and write in big fat letters, I deeply love and unconditionally accept myself. Post it all over. Put a reminder in your phone a couple of times a day to catch yourself in your thinking, just to see where you are at. And this, my friends, will begin to transform you. And then when you start to just shift, and those shifts happen so quickly. And when you start to shift your mindset, trust the Holy Spirit inside of you. Just trust that it can be instantaneous. The Course in Miracles also says that there is no order of difficulty in miracles, and in a holy instant, you are healed. Holy instant. Boom. So don't think it has to take a long time. Trust in the holy instant. Wow, I love this episode today. I hope you did too. And I just want to thank you so much for listening in, you guys. And I pray that this blesses you, your heart, your soul. Thank you for being here. Please share this episode with somebody you love. And also, please leave us a rating and a review in iTunes. And then Please come on over to Facebook, search for the figureFIT Lifestyle Coaching Podcast, add yourself as a member, interact with the community, ask your questions, and if we can, we'll answer your question on an upcoming podcast. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. So much love to you. Bye. Thank you guys so much for spending your time with me today on the figureFIT Lifestyle Coaching Podcast. I am incredibly grateful that you stopped by. If you could take just 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would love it and who can use it, I would be so incredibly grateful and honored. And I know that your friends will thank you too. Also, if you feel so moved, we would be incredibly grateful if you could go into iTunes and leave us a rating and a review. Leave us an honest thought, an honest comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you love. Tell us what you need more of. It would really help us out on our journey to help thousands and thousands of people reconnect back to their soul, live a life of health and happiness, and to love the body that they are in. Until then, don't forget that you are so worth your own self-love, self-care, and investment in your body, your goals, and your life. Thank you so much for tuning in today, everybody. Have a great day.